Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
What's good? What's
Mic
good?
check,
It's your
mic
boy.
check.
And you got Patrick Ewing on the screen.
Patrick Ewing, baby.
Hey. Look like
I mean,
an old
Patrick
dread.
Ewing is one of those players, man, that he didn't really win a championship, but he's one of the greatest players to ever play this game.
We already
You know?
recording?
Huh?
You didn't even introduce them.
Oh, I mean, we can introduce it. We can roll into it.
Yeah.
It's whatever, man. Like,
No, we're gonna start
let's
in
just
three,
vibe it out.
3, 2, 1.
You know, this is the MarcWes Sports Cast. We give you that sports real talk from a Miami perspective. And I'm Marcus Benjamin. He's Wes Pierre. And it's March, baby. It's March Madness. And we was watching Pat Ewing over here. Pat Ewing, one of the greatest players to ever play this game,
Definitely.
college and NBA level. About to play here against Colorado, day 2 of March Madness. You know, my bracket already got busted up, man. I'm not gonna lie, man.
What happened, kid?
I picked Utah State to go far, and they lost. Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts, you know, which is a crazy, you know, upset. 15 seed beats a 2 seed, which is, you know, only happened like a few times in history. And North Texas beat Purdue, man. That also busted up my bracket. But we still rolling with Kansas. We still rolling with Michigan.
The typical.
And we still rolling with Baylor.
The
you
normal.
know, so let's go. You know, so, yeah, that's what it is right now. It's March, baby. It's March Madness. Spring is in the air. We got spring practice that started with the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have some controversy in the NFL. So Deshaun Watson, who's one of the best quarterbacks in this league right now, is wanting to get away from the Houston Texans because they're not building a team around him. Young black quarterback, one of the richest quarterbacks of all time, Deshaun Watson is and will be with his next contract, is in some controversy with some women that are accusing him of forcing sexual favors or whatnot. I believe it's up to maybe 12 women that have now come out that have said he has done something like that. And Deshaun Watson is not one of those guys you would expect for something like this to come out. So this is big news, but to me, this sounds foul to me. You know, it just sounds kind of weird. Like, come on, 12 of them? What they just got with each other? We was like, yo, well, we going to get a bag off of Deshaun Watson.
My whole thing is, it's funny how right when he want to go ahead and leave the Houston Texans and he take this stance, now all these women come out the woodwork and say this, that, and the other. Like, my whole thing is, same thing when it came back to AB. You had that woman and female that said he was inappropriate. And you know, we're still, till this day, wondering if anything happened legally wise. You feel me? Because I'm not even sure that they even went ahead and pursued that case, or if they're pursuing that case, it's still in the air. You know, leaving me to the point where I'm like, you know, it makes no sense for me when someone can just say something about anyone. And it's not like, I grew up in a society where it says you were proven, you was innocent until proven guilty. Now all of a sudden it changed. The whole road done changed. You know, now you're guilty until proven innocent. And my whole thing is, it just doesn't make any sense how all of these women just woke up, God done touched them, and they had the epiphany to go ahead and say, oh, now he did this. Oh, he did that. My whole thing is, like, if he did that, you know, he need to be buried under jail. He need to not be in the league, this, that, and the other. But again, I just don't understand how every last one of these women, you said like maybe like 10 to 12, all of them had
Something
the
like
epiphany.
that.
They went to sleep, woke
Crazy,
up,
right?
and then now all of them saying, oh, he did this, that, and the other. Why didn't you come out a long time ago? Why are you coming out right now? It's just like, it for me, it like you said, it sounds like foul play. It sounds like people just trying to get money. Or it seems like, you know, the Houston Texans right now, you know, like this would be a perfect a perfect opportunity to put bullshit in the air, and no team is gonna want to trade for Deshaun Watson if any of these allegations are true, because you gotta understand it's still allegations. You feel me?
To be honest, I'd be surprised if Deshaun Watson is convicted of some kind of issue like this. I mean, we've seen this in the past where women are trying to get a bag for allegedly some kind of sexual misconduct.
Exactly.
It's happened before. And yeah, there have been some times where the men were at fault.
Exactly.
But I feel like this is one of those foul play situations.
You know
now,
what it sound like
if
for
it
me?
proves to be something different, then of course I'll eat crow on that.
Exactly.
But at this point, I don't believe all of this allegedness happened to Deshaun Watson, because he just doesn't seem like that type of guy that would do something like that.
That's exactly what they're going to say.
I think maybe the Texans are in on this, man, especially since he is basically saying, I want out of Houston.
Exactly.
So they're like, okay, so you want out of Houston? Well, we're going to mess up your publicity.
My whole thing
and we're
is,
going to mess up your credibility. And we're going to mess up your Benjamins.
Oh,
and
yeah,
your
of
Benjamin
course.
report won't be as high as it should be.
See, but me personally, I really do think that they should go ahead and create a law, or even, you know, thinking about changing certain laws as far as those individuals that come out with false statements. Because I know what they're going to say. Oh, you're trying to re-victimize the victim, this, that, and the other. But my whole thing is, if it comes out eventually that these women are lying, these people have to be held accountable. It can't be, oh, I'm going to fine you. You know, no. These individuals be having to have some time. It's just like if someone said that you raped them, you know, and then, you know, like you did 5-10 years in jail, but then it comes out that it was a lie.
Yeah.
Like, what happens to that person that lied? Nothing. Just, oh, you're just a person in the community or in the world that's a liar? No, You need to be doing the same time that I did in jail for lying. You know,
I mean, there is a charge called defamation of character.
It's not flying. It's not working right
that,
now. Obviously,
you know,
it's not working.
You can, you know, charge someone for defamation of character.
But do you go to jail? No, it's a fine. No, you need to be going to jail. If somebody says that I raped you and it's a lie, it's not, hung jury. No. It comes out with evidence. It's a lie, bold-faced lie. You should be getting the same time that I would have been getting if that was a real charge.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because when you lie under oath, don't you get time for that? Or if you're an accomplice to a criminal, I mean, you should get time for that.
Exactly. But my whole thing is that you got to understand, people always find a way to maneuver these laws. You know, there's always a gray area where people find a way to not get jail time. Or if I'm a multimillionaire like Deshaun Watson, what can she pay me? Nothing.
Right.
She can't pay me nothing that's gonna satisfy the humiliation that I'm going through right now. The money that's being lost right now because I can't get traded from a team that I clearly don't want to be part of. Like, it should be something. And if I know that you going to jail, not, you get out, it's a year and you get out in 6 months. No, you really got to do like some hard time. 5 years, get out in 3. You feel me? Or depending on what you're actually saying, if a rape, I don't know how much you get when it's a rape. If it's like you be in jail for like 10 years, you should be getting around the same time. And if you got good behavior, of course, you get out a little early. But it can't be a slap on the wrist, because I could do 6 months with no pressure.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I don't know if it should be around the same time as a rape.
It should be.
It's just a lie.
It should be.
A lie is not as bad as a rape.
Not when it affects the person like that. You got $150 million. You just signed this contract. You're trying to leave.
It doesn't affect somebody being raped, though. Like,
exactly.
So
again,
a person being raped.
What do you say to the person that lied? She said, all right, this basketball, the Miami Heat said the Dolphins raped the basketball. Okay, whatever you're talking about, But I'm just saying, again, that person, someone that gets raped, that person needs to, the person that raped that person needs to get thrown under the jail. Okay?
Yeah,
whatever
but
it is. Now, what about the person that lied and said that Marcus raped him, and Marcus was at home not doing shit? You feel me? And now
people
there's no Benjamin report. No.
People lie all the time.
No,
bro.
listen to me. You got to understand. You lost your job. You still got that on your record. You got to expunge it. You got to seal it or expunge it. It's still going to be on your record, even though it says not guilty. You feel me? That's another thing. People going to go ahead. You got to understand the way the world going to go ahead and look at you. They're going to shun you the same way that they're doing. Again, you have our former president. A lot of people hate him. Great. You feel me? It is what it is. You know how many people don't want to deal with his ass because of the negative publicity that he got in the last 4 years? That's the same thing. Like if you got raped, you're not going to – if they say you're a rapist, nobody want to hire you. Nobody want to do business with you.
But if they know your name is clear and your shit is clear –
some people going to say, oh, Marcus got money.
I mean, but
Deshaun Watson got money. That's why he got cleared.
They're not going to still hold that on you. But if you rape somebody, like there's no coming back from raping somebody.
You know how many people –
there's no coming back from
look
raping
at OJ.
somebody.
OJ was not guilty. OJ was not guilty.
Allegedly.
You know how many people still think OJ did it?
Allegedly.
I'm just saying. I'm being real. Like I'm giving you clear cut examples. He was somebody that had a whole lot of money, and they said that he killed his wife and supposedly, I guess her boyfriend or side dude or whatever it is. You feel me? They said he did that. He was not guilty. You know how many people said? Oh, it's because he got Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran got him off. He got money, so that's why he's off. So still in their head, he's guilty. So that's the same thing when it comes to somebody that says that Marcus raped somebody and Marcus didn't do it. If somebody said that they raped you, and I'm going to believe you because I know you personally. Marcus didn't do it. But you know how many people in the public eye going to say Marcus, the only reason why he got off is because he got money? It's the same thing. That person that's lying should be held a certain accountability.
You don't get 10 years for lying, sorry. You don't get 10 years for lying. If you get 10 years for rape, you don't get 10 years for lying.
It depends on what it is.
That's ridiculous.
I understand.
That's ridiculous.
I know what it is.
That's excessive,
but you should not be giving them a fine. Because majority of the time, if it's Deshaun Watson and I'm a millionaire, and then Marcus lied, and then in the public I'm not guilty, this, that, and the other, or I beat the case. Still, regardless of the fact, at the end of the day, they tell Marcus that he got to pay me $1 million. Marcus don't even got $1 million to pay me.
I agree they should get jail time, and I agree they should get a hefty fine. But I don't agree that they should get the same time as rape.
Oh no,
that is ridiculous.
No, you may not get the same time. If it's like 10 or 20 years, but it can't be something soft. It can't be a year and you get out in 6 months. It can't be 2 years and you get off in 1 year. It got to be something where they're like, yo, my life is really going to be affected behind this. You feel what I'm saying? It can't be, because again, nobody wants to be in jail.
Two years.
A lot of people could do 6 months.
2 years.
But if you know that whatever I'm doing gonna give me about 3 or 4, hey, I'm falling back. The real rape may get you 10, but lying may get you 3 or 4. Oh, you're going to fall back. I guarantee you.
Right,
You're going to fall back. You're going to fall back.
Exactly.
And that's going to change
I totally
people
agree
from
with that.
coming out and lying. And look what's going on with T.I. We both said the same thing. We agree with T.I.
But I totally agree with that. But you already know it's all about lawyers anyway. If you got a high and paying lawyer, they can prove, hey, this guy did sexually do something to me. You know, so it's all about money.
So basically,
it's all about the mighty dollar. You already know.
If you got money, then you lose anyway.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying if you got money, you can win, because if you got money to pay a lawyer, you can win the case.
But going back to what I was saying, again, OJ won the case, and people
because he had money.
See. But you see what he's saying?
Yo, but straight
not because
up.
he was not guilty and he didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's because he got money.
Straight up.
Same thing to Deshaun Watson. It's not that he didn't do it. It's because he got off because he got money.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying.
But Deshaun Watson, if Deshaun Watson's acquitted, he's still gonna be a quarterback and he's still gonna be playing.
don't know.
What the hell? What you mean? And he's still gonna make millions.
I don't know, man. Because at the end of the day, Ben Roethlisberger
still made money and still plays.
But you gotta understand, it's different.
Still got just a new contract right now to play with the Steelers for another year. You gotta understand,
it's different for different races. I'm gonna just be real with you. Something that I may do, I'm not gonna get away with it. Where a Caucasian may do it, and he may get a slap on the wrist. And you know that, and that's being real. At the end of the day, Ben Roethlisberger is not Ben Watson, because they do not come from the same type of demographics. One is black and one is white. And I ain't trying to make this a black or white thing, but I'm just being real. Certain
same
things that
shit
I won't
is
get
going
away
to
with,
happen.
somebody else that's a Caucasian may get away with. Give you a perfect example.
Give me an example. I want an example.
All right, there was a lacrosse student that was raping someone in the alley a few years ago, raping a female, right? And he clearly raped the lady on female, and the only reason why he got caught because two people were walking by and they stopped him from raping that female. Now again, he's guilty. He got caught. You got two witnesses that helped him get off that individual. Boom. What happened? How he got off? Because he was a Caucasian. He didn't. You know how you got to sign.
Because
you know you had to sign
he
up.
had money.
You had to sign up for you know how when you
because he had Caucasian or because he had money.
No, he didn't.
Because if he was like
money and Caucasian.
Because if he was probably white trash, he probably wouldn't get off.
All right. So Ray Rice, when Ray Rice beat it that female, his girl in the elevator, he's out in the league, and we just said about Wheeler. Did it get the same publicity? No. Same shit.
Didn't he get banned from the league?
Nah, they said it's a mental illness. Really?
He's coming back to the league? Hell no, he's not coming back to the league.
It happened in the offseason. It's only been like a month or two.
He is not coming back to the league, man.
You gotta give it time.
Who would take a risk
You
with
gotta
that?
give it time to see. But again,
They gave Kareem Hunt.
You see how they switched it?
They gave Kareem Hunt another chance. He actually got on tape. He kicked a woman who was like on the ground, and he's playing in the league right now. He played last year and balled out, so he got a second chance too. He's black and has dreads.
Did they really pursue that case? He probably paid them off and called it a
But
day.
he got caught on camera.
He got money.
Because he got money is what I'm talking about, Wes.
See, but my whole thing is the whole thing and the whole argument. We can't sway
I
from
totally
the argument.
agree. Yeah,
someone
Deshaun
that
Watson's,
lies, they need.
Yeah.
It can't be a slap on the damn
told
wrist.
you. I agree with that 100%. I told you. I agree with that. I just don't agree that they should get whatever the sentence is for a rapist.
I don't know how long it is. We don't know. We don't have the numbers in front of us.
They should maybe get.
But what Roddy White said?
About maybe a quarter of that at the most. Whatever that is.
All right. If it's, I don't know. We don't know how long do you get if you rape someone. That so. Don't kill us on the actual years. You feel me? It may be 10, it may be 20, it may be life. We really don't know. So again, if I'm saying if it's 10 years that you get if you actually rape someone, I think that person that's lying, not the person that's telling the truth, and then the because you got money, you got off. I'm talking about there's evidence that you're lying. There's clear cut evidence that
but if
you
got
are
a good
lying.
lawyer can prove otherwise,
How
man.
if you got the evidence?
They could prove otherwise and be like, oh,
Nah, man.
Somehow they can say, oh, it's not lawful for you to use that evidence for some reason, so they throw it out. You know how lawyers work, man? You don't watch them shows Criminal Minds, SUV.
I hear what you're saying.
I mean, SVU.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but we're the one painting the picture right now, and I'm just saying if someone that rapes someone, they need to be thrown under the jail. But again, that person that is lying, and I'm not trying to re-victimize the actual victim. I'm just saying, if you're not a victim and you're lying, give you an example. Let's just say this is how sometimes it happens too. They're in high school. The guy, he's probably 18, still in high school, a senior. Boom, the girl is 16. She's in the 10th grade or 17, She's not 18 yet. Mind you, he's 18, so that makes him an adult, even though he's still in high school, And, of course, they've been together since probably the 9th grade. They've been together for years, you feel me? But, again, parents do not know. But now the girl, they have sex, or the girl get caught having sex with her boyfriend for years that the parents don't know about. You know, some women will go ahead and say it was rape just so they won't get in trouble from their parents. Not all women, just some women. I'm just being real. And that kid goes to jail as a rapist, even though he's like 1 year older than her. But clearly he's a kid. He's 18 in high school. You know what I'm saying? And she's probably 17 or 16 in high school. We're not saying that he's 18 and she's 12. Right. No, we're not talking about one of those things. No. He need to be thrown away. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about clear situations where sometimes people use certain laws to their advantage. We're trying to eliminate people from abusing certain laws.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
feel
my
that.
whole
I
thing.
mean, gold diggers are out there. I'm not gonna lie.
You seen what they were
There's
doing
a
All-Star
bunch of
break?
Gold diggers out there.
Yeah, girls sleeping in the U-Hauls.
Yeah. I mean, lots of crazy shit happens during. Yeah, I seen that video. Came out of U-Haul. I was like,
yeah, I'm like, yo.
So yeah, there's this video where it was a U-Haul in a parking lot, and this woman just kind of, curiously comes out of a U-Haul truck, out of the back of it too. Not on like the passenger side or the driver's side, like the back of it where you loads the stuff on.
Exactly.
It was like, what was you doing in the back of that U-Haul? But it is what it is. But let's go to what Roddy White said. Roddy White said that there's no way, because the alleged crimes that Deshaun Watson committed apparently had to do with oral sex. And Roddy White was saying, like, there's no way you could force oral sex. And I'm like thinking, like, yeah, I don't think you can really force that.
Only if you got
put
a
gun to someone's head, like, or some kind of weapon. Would Deshaun Watson do something like that? He doesn't come off like a guy to me that would do something like that. But people got their demons.
They were saying that he was flying some of these masseuses out. You feel me? So if you know that you're like, he raped you already, right? Okay, cool. You should have went to the authorities. But again, everybody handles rape differently. So some people may take years before they come out and say this actually happened. So I'm familiar with the situation. Right. Boom. But what I'm saying is, let's just say I raped you yesterday. You feel me? And then like 2 weeks later, you feel me? Like I fly you out and you come to get raped again. For me, it's just like, yo, like what's going on over here? That. But again, ultimately, me when it comes down to it in the Deshaun Watson situation, I just don't like how every last one of them are coming out at the same time. Because again, if this is true, you feel me? Everybody didn't have the epiphany at the same time. Right. Like everybody, like what's going on? Because you got to understand, like the way that they make it work nowadays, the more people that come out, it must be true. It like, how are every last one of them lying? That's what normal people gonna say. How every last one? See, but my whole thing is like, how? But my, and that's logical. But my whole thing is like, how every last one of them just woke up today and God just touched them to go ahead and speak on you getting raped at the same time or a few days apart. Like it just doesn't make any sense. For me, it sounds like a money grab. Again, if he did do anything like that to these women, then he should not be in the league. But ultimately, like personally, and that's just me being a regular person, me being a guy, like if I signed a $140 million contract, right, and I could pay for pussy if I want to. I'm just being real with you. A lot of people do it. I never done it, but a lot of people pay for Robert Kraft, same situation. You feel me? It got thrown under the bus. You feel me? Sweep them to the rug. But again,
did get swept under the rug.
You feel me? Like, and TMZ normally find them tapes. They ain't even get the tapes. None of that. You feel me? Because again, he's a billionaire.
Tapes is out now. They've been out. What you mean?
You seen it?
Yeah, of like the video
of Robert Kraft.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see it exactly, but you see them walking inside and all that.
That don't count, man. I want to see him in action. No, I really don't want to. I don't want to see him in action. But again, the evidence that I want to see is like not him just walking into the salon, the masseuse.
You know they ain't got no cameras in there.
Yeah, see, but my whole thing is, again, TMZ normally be the first, and they didn't even get that. They got this. What you're talking about, him walking into the masseuse. He went and got a massage. That's what he went and got. You feel me? My dog done went and got a massage. Now, unless you seen them got a little sucky, you feel me, and a little effy, then you know it's a different situation. But for right now, and not just that, but like, why would he even have to, like, he got money. You know how many people pay for prostitution is the longest, oldest business in the world. Not just the United States. The world. You feel what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, females know, that they got an asset, and their asset is their bodies, because guys, we stupid. We be doing, you be doing the most. Not me, not Marcus. We're married. We're tamed. You feel me? We're talking about other people. You feel me? You gotta we're tamed. You feel me? Like, we got it at the crib. Like, you got it at the crib. If you want it, it's at the crib.
You make it sound like we some wild animals, Mel.
But you gotta understand.
We are with some wild animals, and I was a wild animal.
Testosterone, it makes us wild animals. You feel me?
But I just don't like the way you said I was tamed.
It's all good. It's all good. That's why this is MarcWes Sport Podcast. You're gonna go ahead and get it raw and uncut. You feel me? But again,
I'm matured. I'm not tamed.
My whole thing is
matured.
I just feel like, in this situation, like, a man that has money like that don't need to take it. He could pay for it. You feel me? Like, I never seen $1 million before. You feel me? We all seen $1 million. We just haven't seen it in one lump sum. Right. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen $1 million in a lump sum. That's for me. You know what I'm saying? You got Robert Kraft, a billionaire. You got Deshaun Watson. He signed this new deal like a year ago, 140, 150 million. You really think that he needs to steal the sack? No, he could throw the sack. He could throw the bread at it, and his dad's gonna come, and she's gonna bring lunch and dinner because she knows she's getting paid a few bands
and
for
two
this.
of her friends.
You feel me? Like that's what I look at it. You feel me? So again, when it comes to this situation with Deshaun Watson, I think it's all bull. I think, it's all lies. But I do really feel like when it's really determined and clearly it's a lie, that these people are held accountable, and it can be a fine. It has to be some jail time. I'm sorry. It just have to be some jail time.
I mean, it's crazy, that whole Deshaun situation, just like the other free agency moves that happened this week. I think, to me, it's crazy that Andy Dalton is with the Chicago Bears.
Carrot head.
I mean, the fact that they still got Nick Foles. Nick Foles is the quarterback who won a Super Bowl for the lowly Philadelphia Eagles, who ain't never won a Super Bowl. So you have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So you have at least a backup quarterback, at least, at the bare minimum, someone that can win you games. You get a playmaker here and there in the draft. Who knows? Mitch Trubisky is definitely not the guy, and he signed with a different team.
He signed with the Bills.
Yeah, he signed with the Bills, so he's going to be a backup to Josh Allen.
He's trash.
So why would you sign another backup quarterback? That makes no sense to me. I think Chicago would have maybe the 17th, or they're in the middle of the draft, or 19th, somewhere in that area. And you got to think a quarterback that I like a lot is Trey Lance, who, to me, he could be. I hate to say this about a player like him, comparing players, because people be like, oh, why you comparing this to his player? But he could be a Russell Wilson to me.
Yep.
As far as his
mobility,
his mobility and his accuracy. He had a great pro day from what I've seen, and he should be available around 20 or whatever time they pick at least. So for them to pick up Andy Dalton, for Chicago Bears fans, I feel bad for y'all, because y'all thought y'all was getting Russell Wilson, but y'all ended up getting Andy Lemon Dalton.
Carrot head. Me personally, like, I don't think it's a bad move. I don't think it's a good move. Of course, like you said, they got a Super Bowl championship winning quarterback. Well, one, in the last few years, and I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he won that quarterback that Super Bowl against the New England Patriots is because we got Belichick, and they clearly said they didn't play any plays that they practiced in practice. And we know that these people cheat in the evil empire. So they ran complete different plays. And you seen Bill Belichick, he looked like the worst coach in the NFL.
They still had a chance in the end of that game. Just Tom Brady fumbled, remember?
Yeah, that too. But remember, the game was over, like, in the beginning. Like, it was like, come on, man. Like, they came back.
They had a chance to tie or win in that last drive, but Tom Brady fumbled.
You gotta understand.
That was just one of his mess ups in his career.
See, but you gotta understand, like, people. This is what Patrick Mahomes does. He runs up the score early, and they chill in the end. You feel me? And that's the same thing that happened in that Super Bowl. Even though we know that they had Tom Shady and they had Bill Belichick and the evil empire. They normally do what they do, but they clearly got the lead because they ran plays that they didn't run in practice, and we know that New England actually cheats. So going back to the Bears, Andy Dalton, do I think he's the worst quarterback in the world? No. Do I think he's the best quarterback in the world? Definitely not. But I do think as a backup,
definitely in the 20s.
As a backup, you don't want a backup like that.
As a backup, yeah, he's like a top 5.
He's
backup.
a backup.
He's like a top 5 backup. So is Nick Foles. So you got 2 backups. When you have 2 quarterbacks, you ain't got one.
See, but you just was going on Trey Lance, and why not grab 2 veteran quarterbacks to have them on the roster? You're going to have people like me thinking that, they're not looking for a quarterback right now. But again, that would be the smartest move you can do. Throw everybody out so you could go ahead and throw everybody off so you could go ahead and get Trey Lance. Like you said, the guy calls his own defensive blocking schemes on the O-line.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
He just had a great pro day, and throw some smoke screens out there and grab 2 quarterbacks that we know is not the future so we could grab him. You feel me? It's all like chess, man. You like, come on, man. At the end of the day, do I think it's a bad decision?
When you say we, who you talking about?
What you mean?
You said so we can grab him.
Trey Lance.
Who's we? You mean the Dolphins?
The Chicago Bears.
Okay.
No, we got Tua. It's all about Tua or Deshaun Watson. You feel me? Hold up, wait. I know it's not about Deshaun Watson right now, but personally, that Deshaun Watson thing do help out the Miami Dolphins because it does give the Miami Dolphins a year to actually test Tua, really, because I don't think the NFL is going to let Deshaun Watson play while he's going through this bullshit. So it gives us time to play Tua, figure it out, and then we don't even have to if we wind up feeling that Tua's a bust, we could go ahead and trade him for Deshaun Watson, someone that the Texans going to want to get away from. Now, going back to the Chicago Bears and Andy Dalton, do I really think that it's a bad decision? No, I think it's a perfect decision, to go ahead and sign Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. Why? Because he went ahead and said it all for me. My partner in crime, Mark, on the MarcWes Sport Podcast, he told you everything you have to know about Trey Lance, and I just gave you a little bit about him controlling the O-line. For someone that's young like that, that is a plus. And you could go ahead and get him as a steal with the smoke screen, Andy Dalton and Nick Foles. That's my whole point of view on that one.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And this is the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Follow us on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Instagram. We on all platforms.
Google Play, Apple Play.
I actually like Trey Lance better than Zach Wilson. I really think he is actually a better quarterback than him. Justin Fields, I feel like, can still be great. But this draft is where you get a quarterback, just because all those names I named. Mm-hmm. And then next year, it's not going to be like that because there's not really a lot of great quarterbacks. They're all still young. as far as the following year. So yeah, man, I just think the Bears boofed, if you will, and a team that didn't boof was the Cardinals. The Cardinals come through with another big signing of AJ Green. AJ Green, I feel like. Now let's just
when he's healthy.
Let's just be honest. And y'all know what I always say: the best ability is availability. And your boy AJ Green ain't never really been available. When he is available,
the last few years,
he is one of the best receivers in the league. Yep. AJ Green out of Georgia.
Yep.
But he is either hurt or his quarterback is hurt. Remember that quarterback used to be Andy Dalton. Good transition
See,
from
but my
that
whole
topic.
thing is, like, you got to understand.
But he goes to the Cardinals
Andy
now
Dalton,
with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins on the other side, which means he's not going to get the number one targets. He's not going to be double teamed, I think it's a great situation for AJ Green and the Cardinals, so look out for them next season.
Yeah, I really do like that pickup. Again, when he is healthy, AJ Green availability is the best availability. I do like the Cardinals, but I do like what the Miami Dolphins actually did. You feel me? The Dolphins. First on, we got Tua. I think we got our quarterback. Tua.
Let's hope Tua is the guy, man. Let's go Tua.
See, but my whole thing is always thinking positive. So I think that we got our guy. Until he proved me wrong, we got our guy. I seen this guy. Let's hope he's the guy. He's in the off season and he's working out. He hasn't went back to Hawaii. He stayed here. He built up his muscle, and everything like that. You always got to remember.
He had to stay here. It's because of COVID. But I'm glad he's building muscle though.
You gonna throw salt on.
Hey man, I gotta give you the devil's advocate, man.
Come on, man. See, but not just that. You got Tua doing what he's supposed to be doing. He could be getting fat. He could just be chilling, though. This is Dade County. You got nothing but the beaches. You got the females. Again,
down
like
in
you
Florida,
said, availability is always there. The
open.
Females, we definitely got availability. The clubs, availability. We got the beaches, availability. And the drugs, availability.
Even alcohol, dog. Like, even other places, like, do you realize they don't serve alcohol, like, at a certain time?
Exactly.
That's crazy. We have alcohol all day, every day.
See, that's
alcohol at Walmart.
That's the whole reason why everybody want to come down here for spring break, because your state or your city is closed down, and you want to come down to Dade County, where we got the women, where we got the weather, where we got the beaches, where we got everything that you like, and like you said, we got the lick. But again, some other moves that the Miami Dolphins don't went ahead and did. We wind up signing Butler from the Rams.
Before you get to Butler, though, I want to talk about the backup quarterback, since we did let go of our boy Fitzpatrick, man. Fitzpatrick, guy with the beard. If you don't know, he's
looking like a Viking.
That guy, Harvard graduate.
So
he's been a journeyman. He's been on probably more teams than any other quarterback. Any other quarterback in the history of the NFL, and that's like
one quarterback
not an exaggeration.
McCown, I think, got 10.
Yeah, McCown's probably the other one, but like he is no longer with the Dolphins anymore. He got picked up by the Washington football team, so he's gonna be out there with Tyler Heineke, or like who is a guy who used to be studying online classes before he got called up to play in a playoff game. Like, that's a real story. And the Washington not keeping Alex Smith, probably a good move. Alex Smith probably should move towards retirement. He had a great season for what it was worth. But no more Fitz magic, man. I'm gonna miss the Fitz magic. I'm gonna miss that throw and with the Raiders game where a blind throw, it just out there winging it. He won a lot of games for us, but it was time for his
departure.
It was time for him to go because it's going to get in the way of the development of Tua, which he was a better quarterback than Tua last year.
Of course.
Obviously, any Dolphins fan or avid casual fan could see that. But we got Jacoby Brissett. which is a quarterback who played for the Indianapolis Colts, played for a starting role, almost had them in the playoffs. So he's a legit backup quarterback. I like out of NC State back in the day.
Didn't he play for the Evil Empire also?
He did. He did. He played for the Evil Empire, the New England Patriots as well. They let him go for I don't remember exactly who they let him go for, but Jacoby Brissett is a pickup that is interesting. But I like the pickup from the Miami Dolphins as well as Will Fuller.
Me too. You know, as far as with the Miami Dolphins and that pickup with Brissett, you know, like when I'm normally seeing him when he played for the New England Patriots, you know, and he did his thing when he did have to fill in for Tom Brady. Of course, you know, Tom Brady normally doesn't get injured. Besides that one season,
when we won the division,
year. You know, yeah, you know that 1 year when he was gone and we won the division.
Chad Pennington and them boys.
I really do like the pickup, like you said. He's a big quarterback. You know, he from what I've seen also in Indianapolis, he can make 80 to 90% of the throws that the elite quarterbacks can actually do. So that's all I really need from him. You know, as far as Fitzmagic, yeah, he, you know, a knowledgeable player, but again, you know, a player that is a journeyman, like you said. And I'm really happy for him that he's with the Washington football team because, again, like you said, he was a positive for Tua because of that experience, but he was a negative for Tua knowing that we could pull you out the game and go ahead and put him in the game to give us the best opportunity to win. So everybody knows starting quarterbacks definitely do not want to look over their shoulder, and with a quarterback like that, and he has the reputation to for the locker room to really like him, you know, it really was time for him to actually go and move on and probably, you know, give it one last chance. And I do really like his opportunity in Washington because they do have a great defense. And, you know,
they do a good young defense. They got a young running back, and Anthony Gibson.
You know, so it is a positive. But going back to the moves that the Miami Dolphins made, we cut Van Noy, you know, and we got what's that linebacker Van Ginkel. You know, we wind up having Van Ginkel, and remember I remember when I was at the stadium on the Wisconsin versus University of Miami. And he was everywhere on the field. And, of course, you know, that was a good thing that they played over here because we wind up picking him up. But, you know, he's a player that I think need to get more reps, you know, and he wasn't paid that money last year. They gave it to Van Noy, and he outplayed Van Noy. So it was a good move to get rid of him. You know, we have, what's his name, Godchild. He wind up signing with the New England Patriots. I really do think that it's the Evil Empire working their magic again and trying to steal defensive plays from the Miami Dolphins. So
just like how they stole Wes Welker.
I look at that also, you know, so, you know, I'm going to always hold the New England Patriots accountable because, you know, like it really, for me, looks a certain way. And then going back to what you said, we signed Fuller, the wide receiver from the Houston Texans. You know, availability is the best ability. Availability is the best ability, and he wasn't available consistently the last few years.
Hurt last year too.
He got hurt last year. But again, last year, even though he was hurt, before he got hurt, he got 53 catches for close to 1,000 yards. And for him to miss like 5 or 6 games and still be able to almost be 1,000 yards, you know that is a good thing. You know, and I know people saying that he's always injured, but Devontae's always injured. Preston Williams always were injured. Yeah. So all those 3 players make two guys.
I feel like Will Fuller, to me, is just another guy, though. I'm not really that impressed with that signing because he played with Deshaun Watson, you know, and before that, he was with DeAndre Hopkins on the other side. The 1 year where he was basically given that number 1 role is why he got all those catches. And what happened still towards the end of the year, he gets hurt. So to me, he's he's just another guy, and I feel like they kind of maybe overpaid for Will Fuller,
It's
considering
1
how.
year.
But yeah, I love the fact that it's a 1 year deal. Yeah,
$10
you
million
get
1
to,
year. That's what we gave Devontae Parker
because
that
that's
1
the
year.
reason why they got rid of Van Noy. Van Noy was signed to I think a 2 to 3 year deal.
4 year.
A 4 year deal, and we let go of him after 1 year.
Exactly.
So they don't want to be in a situation like that again. It's like, oh, we're paying this dead money, because they still have to pay that to Van Noy. They just don't want him. They'd rather go with another player who's better and is for the cheap, because it's all about winning games. Because if they feel like they can make a difference financially and on the field, then it's the right move to make. And I'm glad the Dolphins are making better moves. It seems like they are making some better moves, but I'm not sure about, that Will Fuller move just yet. I have my doubts about it. A move that they should have made. I hate to bring this up to you, Wes, because I know you're a Dolphins fan like me. But one of the moves we should have made back in the day was to get Drew Brees. There was an option that we could have got Drew Brees, and as you might have heard, Drew Brees is now.
You gotta blame that on Nick Saban.
Of course, I'm going to blame that on Nick Saban. I hate Nick Saban for that and for him just leaving the Dolphins. But that, too, you chose Culpepper over Drew Brees, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, who just retired this week. So there's been a lot of talk about Drew Brees and where he kind of lands as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And to me, Drew Brees really has to be in your top 5 or top 6 at least. There's no way he's lower than 6. In no shape or form to me. A lot of people, like the one question to me about number 6 might be maybe a John Elway or Drew Brees.
I wouldn't
because I put Tom Brady ahead. I put Peyton Manning ahead, and I put Dan Marino ahead of those guys. After that, you got to start talking about maybe Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers is on the same level as Drew Brees, and Drew Brees has more stats than Aaron Rodgers and has the same amount of rings. One.
That's because Tom Brady and the evil empire was stealing everything.
Right. I still give Tom Brady credit for being one of the best quarterbacks of all time, but it's not because he's got 7 rings.
Me personally,
because football is a team game, as I say time and time again. Football, there's too many factors involved, and as you have, said at many occasions, they've been questionable for their integrity. So you got a team that's questionable for integrity, always has good defenses with Bill Belichick. Their coaches always move on and become head coaches, so the coaching staff obviously legit.
See, but they become coaches, and their coaches staff be garbage.
Not all of it is on Tom Brady winning those Super Bowls. I think it's just way too much on that, because Drew Brees didn't have these type of defenses. Drew Brees did not have these defenses throughout his career. Neither did Aaron Rodgers. That's why they only have 1 ring. And Dan Marino, same thing. When he had the defense, he didn't have the running game. When he had the running game, he didn't have the defense. And that's why he didn't get a ring. So I would actually put another quarterback probably ahead of him, which is Joe Montana. Joe Montana is to me another quarterback I would put in front of Drew Brees. And the only other quarterback is Steve Young to me. Steve Young to me is one of the best quarterbacks who could throw it and run it.
Look,
he was as small as Drew Brees, but could run it, like legit run it. And back in the day when they was destroying quarterbacks,
he can't be top 5
where you couldn't touch him. Now
he can't be. Me personally, I wouldn't put Drew Brees in top 5 quarterback of all time. And the reason why I can't is because the league now is watered down for the quarterback. So when people were getting clotheslined, like when Bradshaw and Dan Marino was playing, and Steve Young and the Joe Montanas, you're not seeing that now. So just because of that, I got to already move you from the top 5. You feel me? My top. Now, if you're talking about pure passer, that's another conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different conversation. But if you're just talking about quarterback, of all time, again, you're going to have the Joe Montanas. You're going to have the Steve Youngs. You're going to have
John Elway.
You're going to have Dan Marino. Even though he don't have a ring, we're talking about quarterbacks of all time. Yes, he's going to be there. My fifth one, I do like Jake the Snake, but I wouldn't put him up there.
Jake the Snake?
You feel what I mean?
Who are you talking about?
For the Oakland Raiders when he threw that slide, that slanted ball. I forgot his name.
Jake the Snake. You're not talking about Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer. Yeah.
Jake Plummer?
Nah, I wouldn't put him up there. I just like the way he threw the ball.
Jake Plummer was fucking garbage, man.
I like the way he threw the ball. Slanted shit.
So
but he's not
Phillip
even
Rivers used to do that shit all the time, too.
I mean, I got Joe Montana, Steve Young. I got Dan Marino, John Elway, and the last one. You feel me for quarterbacks of all time. Would probably I want to put Tom Brady there, but just because he got the rings. But again, I know that he's part of the evil empire and they cheat. So the asterisk is next there. I'm not even. He may be number one. Going to 6, you're the 6th one. Okay, nah, not Dante. Dante, cold pepper. He was cold when he came to the damn Miami Heat.
Jay Fiedler,
Miami Dolphins. No, Fiedler. Even though he definitely did the Miami Dolphins good, we were like 10-6 every time he actually played.
Shit.
But
that was the last time we won a playoff game.
Drew Brees.
Jay Fiedler was the quarterback.
I really want to put Aaron Rodgers up there because Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino for me are like similar players. It's just Aaron Rodgers can actually run.
I don't put Aaron Rodgers in front of Drew Brees though.
Why is that?
Because of stats. I'm a stats man. I'm a stats guy. He holds too many records.
That's not what. See, we'll have to put him on top 5 then if we're talking about just stats. We're not rating it on stats. We're just talking about quarterbacks of all time.
Quarterbacks of all time.
Drew Brees is gonna. If you're going on 6, Tom Brady's gonna be 6. Then you're gonna have the Drew Breeses, But top 5, I'm putting Aaron Rodgers there, even though he didn't come in that same era. He reminds me too much of Dan Marino. He did the damn spike, the fake spike here at the crib. Like, what do you mean?
Not like Drew Brees to me though. Drew Brees, as far as accuracy. To me, he's the most accurate quarterback.
I don't think
besides, I think he's actually the most accurate quarterback.
So who's your top 5 then?
My top 5 quarterbacks, no order.
Yeah.
Dan Marino.
Oh, you got to go with Dan first.
Peyton Manning.
Damn, I didn't put Peyton Manning up there. Peyton Manning number 5. My bad, not Aaron Rodgers.
Tom Brady. Joe Montana. And
you green. You said Peyton Manning.
What
so green because I was supposed to put Peyton Manning. So Peyton Manning is gonna take Aaron Rodgers. Peyton Manning's gonna take my Aaron Rodgers, and that's because he taught Tom Brady everything. Tom Brady then used to change everything up on the line.
And Drew Brees,
So
Drew Brees number 5. Drew Brees over Aaron Rodgers and over John Elway. It's hard for me to say that, but and Steve Young.
What?
Boy,
you know how many people gonna go ahead and leave comments on it.
The thing about Steve Young though is that you wish you saw a longer season from him because he was a backup of Joe Montana this whole time. You wish you saw longer from him. He only got 1 ring too, but that 1 ring was probably the greatest team of all time with Dion, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Ricky Waters. I mean, come on. I
still got Ricky Waters' card.
That was one of the greatest teams of all time, And so I'm glad he got that 1 ring, but he's only got 1 ring. So I feel like Joe Montana
he's the same
is
thing.
better than Steve Young as far as all-time quarterbacks as far as their career is concerned. When you talk about quarterbacks in their prime, though, you got to put Michael Vick there. Because in his prime, to me,
God.
yeah,
We're
that's
talking
what
about
I'm
all
saying.
time list. We're not talking about rinky dink.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just
La.
I changed prime
Yeah.
because in his prime, there's no one really who could have been.
Hell yeah.
Michael
Lamar
Vick.
Jackson.
Nah, I don't know.
What? Lamar
don't
Jackson's
know.
breaking all the records. Like,
Nah,
what do you
man,
mean?
he's not like Michael
better-
Vick.
he's more
a
accurate.
way better thrower. Way better thrower
You think Vic is a better court thrower than?
than Lamar Jackson. Absolutely, you crazy.
I think
Come
they're
on,
both,
man. He used to slang that thing, bro.
I got his jersey
Like
in the
flick
damn
the
closet.
wrist. You
I
know,
still got his jersey.
Lamar Jackson, he's getting there. He's starting to be okay throwing the ball, but like he's starting to make a little bit better decisions. But he's not like he doesn't launch that thing like Michael Vick used to do. Come on, man. You must have forgot.
Nah, I ain't forgot. I got his jersey hanging right in the closet. But it's all good,
yeah,
though.
so it's March Madness, man. So we're gonna talk a little NCAA college basketball, and the controversy was with the female basketball player. One of the women's basketball players in the tournament came out and kind of compared the locker room, or not the locker room, but with the gym for the women's compared to the men's. For the women's, it was like just a few weights. That's all they had. And for the men, they had like an entire gym with a bevy of weights. And so she was just comparing, the gender disparity of where the money goes to or what they really care about. Now, the first thing I want to say is that in the literal sense, the majority of America does not care about women's basketball as much as they do men.
No. Re-say that, because they're gonna be like, "How do you know the majority of America?" Da, da, da.
Based on ratings,
Okay.
based on advertising dollars, there's no comparison to the men's game to the women's game, and just aesthetically, there's no comparison. When you're watching the men's game, it's a totally different game from when you're watching the women's game.
Of course.
I like women's basketball. I
love
can
it?
watch it, but if I'm going to take a choice, there is no choice or there is no comparison. Of course, it's going to be the men's game. So I understand, I guess, why there's a difference. Now, the disparity is something that needs to be brought to light, and I'm glad she brought it to light, because come on, just because they're women doesn't mean they don't get at least something that's somewhat close to the men's, because somebody could have that little rack of weights like in their backyard or in their garage,
they're just being insensitive,
and that's what
about
they
it.
got. I mean, these are players, they are women's basketball. They do get a lot more ratings than other sports. They get more ratings than college hockey or college volleyball or college tennis or, golf or something like that. So they're making way more money than all of those sports.
But she's not comparing them
and they're
to
the
those
best
sports.
women's sport. Either.
She's comparing it to men's basketball.
Yeah,
And
that's what you should
clearly-
compare it to, though.
See, but again, I don't watch women basketball. Why? It's boring. I'm just gonna be real with you. I got a wife, I got a mom, I got a sister, I got sisters. They don't even watch women basketball. Why? They say it sucks. They say it's slow. They like the excitement. There's no excitement. That's like you going to a baseball game when you're going to a basketball game when it comes to the female basketball. Now, again, they're talented. They're able to shoot the ball. They're able to do this, that, and the other, but that's not what I want. I want to see dunks, and you may have like a few people that can dunk, and just being real, and if it's a dunk, it's a whack dunk. It's not something with that power. It's just a dunk, like it's not anything that's going to make me want to go ahead and gravitate to watch that. Right now, I would assume the reason why they did y'all like that is because y'all really don't generate no money for them, because again, clearly we just said we don't watch y'all really on TV. Yeah, you're going to have your fan base, but sometimes it's more than just your fan base. You feel me? Because your fan base is not that big. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two, it's just like, if you're not generating that money for them on the tickets because of COVID, there's no people really filling up the arenas. You got that working against you. And then you also got the television where people like us don't really watch our games on a consistent basis. You got both those things, but you want the same thing that everybody's watching March Madness. Look, right now you got Colorado and Georgetown.
I don't think they want the same thing, but I think they want better than a rack you could put like in somebody's garage, bro. Like, they're like, come on, man, you should have like some kind of facility. Or at least
and the reason why I'm saying
quarter of it,
yes,
of what the
yes,
men's
and
have.
no, yes and no. And the reason why I'm saying that is because like before COVID, I seen I'm pretty sure they had a better gym, right? I don't see no women that's muscular like that. They just look like women. It don't look like you're going in the gym and you looking like LeBron James.
Nah,
no, you're like I'm just being real. Like come on. Like it's not like you got the. It's just like you got people that
that's a ridiculous.
You see, like we got the.
Bro.
You see how we got the pool right there.
Statement.
We got the pool. We got the beach, and we better go. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You got the gym right there, and it's like the way they probably looking at it, like. Y'all go to the gym, but y'all not really going to the gym. Like
Damn, that's
you
messed
feel
up.
me? I know
That's
it's bad
messed
for
up.
me saying it, but it's true because I don't really be seeing them muscular like that. They still look like women. They're like, come on. I see.
Well, obviously, genetically, their muscles don't develop as fast as men, but they still work out and need weights and do weight training. That's ridiculous, bro. Come on, man. I'm being real, man. I'm being
over here.
Nah, I'm being real. Like they need stuff to be trained. Just because they muscles don't develop as fast as ours, don't mean like, hey, you don't even need weights. Like, come on, man. Like,
I
come
really
on.
agree with you. I think they do need they should have something better, but I'm just like, yo, like for me, it's not a big topic for me because again, I'm not a female. That's not something that I'm fighting for, So I'm gonna have a complete different view. Of course, I do see the disparity, But again, like, is this something that we're gonna be talking about every week on the MarcWes Sport Podcast? No, like this is just something that we're talking about today.
I mean, it is something that needs to be addressed. I mean, a lot of women feel like they are. I mean, to be honest, women do get the raw deal when it comes to everything.
Hell no! When they go to the club, they go in for free. We gotta pay.
Yeah.
What you talking
Okay.
about?
Okay. The club. That's.
Right.
What else you got?
When it comes to we got a divorce, who get the kid first? The female. It's not even a question.
All right, that's positive.
Come on,
all right,
man.
I give you that.
They got a lot.
All right, what else? What else you got?
Nah, come on, huh?
What else you got?
When it comes up to like the household, you feel me? Like, let's just say you came in my crib and my crib is dirty. You know who they're gonna blame? They're gonna blame my wife. They're not gonna blame me, even though I should be going ahead and taking.
That's a bad thing, right?
Yeah, it is a bad thing. Nah, but I'm just being real. With the kid situation, that's already a same thing when it comes to like if somebody like if the female said that you raped her. You feel me? Again, statutory rape. Like if the high school teacher smashed the guy. You feel me? The your son. Man, you gonna give your son dap? You feel me? This, that, and the other. It was your daughter. Rape. Oh my God, send him to jail. It's not fair.
At the same time, a lot of girls are getting raped under the rug, and no one really says anything about it.
Definitely.
Too.
And that's something that definitely need to be addressed also.
Yeah. Probably for generations because women just started coming out about stuff like that, because back in like 50s and 60s and 70s, they just took it on the chin and just kept it moving, you know.
That's being real, but my whole thing is I think they kind of water it down now because of the whole women want to be treated like men, to be honest with you. Like the whole role done really kind of changed in society. So it's like women want what men have, which is reasonable. I agree
justifiable,
with them. It's
yeah.
justifiable. But again, they want to have the same privileges that they had previously to being treated 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, with certain things they should be. I think.
Like what?
like leadership roles for businesses. A lot of the times they'd be like, nah, it's not. They don't want a woman leading their business, or they don't want a woman being a manager. They feel like women don't have those leadership capabilities, which is they don't get jobs, as many jobs as men do, as far as leadership, executive type roles.
That's kind of changing right now. You feel me?
It's slow, man, but it's still pretty much kind of the same.
But you gotta understand, thinking
as
about
far as 20 years ago.
Think about what we're going out as, African Americans. At the end of the day, you feel me? We've been fighting for certain things since slavery days, and we're starting to finally see some change. So change is not gonna happen overnight. You feel me? Same thing when it comes to these women basketball players. Same thing when it comes to the topic that we're just talking about now.
With the basketball, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's
2021. You can't have more than a rack of weights. Wait. Women are more stronger in their legs, so you don't have one leg press thing.
See, of course, but ultimately that comes down to everything just being what it is, because we know the reality of the NFL also. We fight for more black coaches to be head coaches, and not, we know that reality. We know what's working against us, and even though we speak on that on this platform and other people speak on that on their other platform, that doesn't mean it's going to change overnight. You just got to keep speaking on that topic to make that actual change. So again, I'm happy that we was able to talk about that situation, even though I don't fully 100% agree with everything. I do really feel like women should get.
Let me ask you this question: do you think women should coach men sports? I want to ask you that question because
I don't really think so. Because same way, I'm gonna give you an example. Because you seen the other day with you got the women referees now you got the women referees right now in
I seen that.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic. He seemed like he was putting down that European swag on her.
And that's going back to what I'm saying. You got Luka Doncic that wind up flirting with the woman referee, and you can
allegedly, it's allegedly, but that's what it looked like.
But that's what it looked like. And my whole thing is she's human just like us. You feel what I'm saying? Like any other person. You feel me? You're gonna be attracted to who you're attracted to. And some people are gonna be like, well, what's the difference? How you know the guy is not attracted to none of the guys we do know that you have people that are attracted to the same sex, but that is not the norm. Everybody is not attracted to the same sex. The norm is majority of the time people are attracted to the opposite sex. You feel me? And that's just being real. There's more straight people than gay people, at least from what I see right now. Now, again, it's okay for people to be gay. It's okay for people to like the same sex. But from what I am actually seeing, and for me also answering your question, I'm the female coaches, I want to be able to really say what I want to say with you to you. And sometimes when you're speaking to opposite sex, it's just let's just say it's me, you, Chris over here, and I got wifey somewhere in the building, or you got wifey somewhere in the building. Certain things that we will probably talk about is we're probably going because they're there.
Yeah, but if it's a coach, I should be able to talk to you just like you, my coach.
We're talking, you talking on the perfect world right now. That's not the perfect world.
I'm just saying, if I was playing football hypothetically and my positions coach happens to be female, I should be able to talk to you in any kind of way if you were a man.
Would you listen to somebody that you feel like can relate? Period. Because my whole thing is, I'm not going to ask a female something that I only think that a man can relate to, because we're men.
I mean, the only thing would be you talking something about sexual though, right? Or with relationships. Right?
Nah, not even sexual. It's just
doesn't even have
the man experience is different from the female experience. What do you mean?
When it comes to coaching football, though,
when we're talking about life, period. You feel me? Because a coach is not just a head coach. A coach talks about he mentors you. He this, he that. It's not just
a woman
one
can
thing.
talk to you about life too. What you?
But they're looking at it on the other, like it's different. I know what you're trying to make it seem
only
like.
If it's
just
like sexual
uncut.
or relationships, is like you can't relate.
Not like
you don't
that,
have
man.
A penis.
All right, all right. So when you
even some women, be acting like they have one.
So who you feel comfortable hollering at about when you was a teenager? Would you holler at your old boy about relationship help, or you would holler at your old girl? You feel me? You probably gonna go to your dad first. Why? Because you can relate to your dad. But not saying that you can't go to your mom.
I didn't have a relationship with my dad. First off,
see, it's different. See, that don't count there. I should be asking Chris.
And I didn't have a relationship with my mom when it came to talking about relationships. You know who I talked to? My older sister. Because she was my oldest sibling.
See, that's a different situation.
And she gave me real advice.
That's a different situation. I
mean, it's the same thing, though.
It is, but it's not. You feel me? Because I'm going to be able to holler at my sibling, no matter if it's a female or a dude. You know what I mean? Like, straight up. But I'm talking about, like, we're talking about parent-wise. I'm going to ask my dad first before I ask my mom. And then I probably double back and I ask my mom, too, to get the other side. But I'm going to go to my dad first because I'm a male.
That's you, but a lot of people don't.
Females gonna go to their dad, ask them about on grabbing, changing their pads. Nah, they gonna go to their mom first.
When it comes to sexual, like I just said, when it comes to your sexuality, stuff like that,
you got me there.
That's gonna be different. But when it comes to real life stuff, or just even be a relationship, the only difference is that biologically they differ from you. So there's certain biological things that they feel that you won't feel.
I'm just saying there's certain things that men go through.
Let me ask
that
you
I'm
this,
gonna ask men.
Let me ask you this though: is it
female.
okay for a man to coach women though? You're not okay with women to coach men. Is it okay for men to coach women?
I think, and that's where you got me again. I really truly feel like women should be coaching on females. And men should be coaching men. But again, I mean, you got the Spurs. They done switched it out. And you got the first women coach. You feel me? Not too long ago. We spoke on that on this podcast. But I'm saying, I'm just saying certain things, they should be able to. You feel me? Cool. No problem. But me, if you're talking about my preference, I'm going to go with a man. I
mean, I agree with you on that. Like, if it was my preference. If I likely... if I needed or wanted advice when it came to being a man, so to speak, whatever that really means, then I'm going to want to get that type of advice from a man. And then the other factor with football specifically is that likely if you're a woman, you haven't played the game.
There you go.
You haven't, but.
They got
Say if I was a fighter,
me about, boy.
But say if I was a fighter, right? If I was a UFC fighter and Amanda Nunes, for example, was training me, you know what I'm saying? You think I would give a fuck that it was Amanda Nunes and she's a female?
Nah.
She dominates, and she's gonna help me to be a better fighter than a guy who just been coaching fighters.
So
you know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying, Chris?
So while he's training Amanda Nunes, you don't think he's looking?
Nah.
All right. Let me change it. Let me train it. Nah. Let me change it. Because I ain't have the picture in my. It's just like when they go to the gym, right? If she looks good, yeah. They go to the gym, right, and then you have the male trainer, right? How come 9 out of 10 times he wind up smashing or being with that person that he's training? Like same thing, like even vice versa. It's a man, I'm the man, and then I got a female trainer. You feel me? Like if they both attracted, and that's the thing. That's the whole thing that I want to eliminate from probably penetrating the game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to avoid.
That's what you're trying to eliminate.
It's not that they can't do the job. They could do the fucking job. They can. But it's just going back to what we said with Luka. You see her flirting. Come on. Nah, not from having sex. They could run them plays. But I'm just saying certain people, like if I'm Luka, I'm going to keep flirting with that dime here and there on the low. So if you wind up refereeing my game, this the motherfucker that sent me flowers. This the one that blow me kisses. This is the one that I think we have a, you know. Yeah, but even the regular referee, that old referee that retired, I hated his ass. The bald guy, he called foul. I forgot his name. You feel me? I'm good. I don't remember his name. You feel me? But I think he done retired.
But regular refs, they all got biases too. And the female is playing with all the other players too. So who's to say the other players can't flirt too? If
fuck your game up.
You know exactly. You know.
I'm just saying.
We just mad that Luka did it first.
I'm just saying, like, for me, I like it and I don't like it. I like it because.
But you feel like women should be coached by women and men.
Yeah, that's just my preference. That's just my preference. Okay. But I do think that they should.
Women's basketball for a long time.
Yeah.
And the best coach of all time, closest UConn, he's the best coach of all time.
And then you did have allegations. You did have allegations.
That was the girl, Gino Auriemma is the coach for UConn.
See, but you did have allegations of coaches being inappropriate with their players, men, wives for the longest. Especially with the Me Too movement, right now you're starting to hear it come out. But it goes back to what I'm saying. You feel me? Like. You know, people gonna use their power of influence to get what they want. You feel me? Like we could use. Some people could say Bill Cosby, even though I don't think that he did that. You're going to have some people that say R. Kelly. You're gonna have certain people that say whatever. But again, people gonna use their power of influence to get what they actually want. Money wise, position wise, status wise, it doesn't matter. So that's why I want to keep it to the point where men coach men and women coach.
You know, men mess with men too, right?
That's what I said. All right, come on, man.
Sandusky was a real thing.
What we're saying is that happens, but that is not everybody that's walking on this planet isn't looking at the same sex. They're looking opposite. Now you're gonna have certain people.
All right.
We're talking percentage wise. I don't have the percentage in front of me. Don't kill me, guys. But let's just say 5% of the world.
Trying to bring the percentages down.
Let's just say 5% of the world or 10% of the world is gay. 90% are straight. That's what I'm saying. We're just saying, like, it's not a 50-50 thing over here, you know. So, but it is what it is.
It's all good, man. I think.
What you want to jump on now? I see you wearing that shirt. You see where it say the Heat right there. You feel me? Know what I'm saying? The Miami Heat, definitely. I love the move that they just made. You know, they got
Trevor Ariza.
Exactly, getting rid of Leonard. You know, for actually making that comment and actually being a scratch for the Miami Heat the last year and a half. You know what I'm saying? Myers Leonard is gone.
In that controversy about the Jew slur on a video game. Got traded to Houston for Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza, a veteran player.
Exactly. And you know the crazy thing, they say that he's from Miami. I seen they say welcome back home. So yeah, I think he's from Miami. I didn't know that. I know that we wanted him a few years back. I'm happy we didn't get him then. You know, we would have wound up having to give away so much to actually get him then. But yeah, Chris just confirmed that he was born in Miami. So
what high school he went to?
Back to Dade County, Trevor Ariza, you know, that's a person that we can go ahead and replace with Jay Crowder last year. Same type of
It was supposed to be Avery Bradley, but he's been hurt like for the majority of the season.
It's all good. It's all good.
Need, Trevor Ariza
he need to do what he do. Avery Bradley will definitely come back, and his defense will be on point. But again, you know, he was born in Miami, and I guess he moved to California and lived there for a while. But you gotta understand, when you're Dade County, you're always Dade County. Born in, you feel me? It don't matter. You could leave, but again, it says Miami, place of birth. Now again, going back to the Miami Heat, you got the move that we just said. Trevor Ariza. We got rid of Myers Leonard. We gave away a second round pick on top of that, which is kind of cool because Pat Riley always work his magic, and we find ways to find diamonds in the rough. You feel me? You see we got none. You see we got Tyler Hero, and we got Duncan Robinson. So it just speaks for itself. You know, we got Adebayo a few years back at a steal, and just working with the Miami Heat right now. We're on a 2-game losing streak right now. I really don't like that we're on a 2-game losing streak right now. But normally when you have newly acquired players, it kind of F up the chemistry a little bit, with the players. Because, of course, they're playing the Pacers. And we know that the Pacers are not that great this year. They're winning, of course, but they're not one of these that we consider with the elites out of the elites in the East. You feel what I'm saying? They may be 6, 7, 8 seed, but I do not have them on the top 4. You feel me? So again, we lost to them yesterday. Matter of fact, we lost handily yesterday. But
yeah,
again,
I saw that. I didn't see much of it. I was watching more of the March Madness games, but I saw the end of it, and I was like, oh, this is not even really a game, so I didn't even finish watching it. And then the game before I did see was the Memphis game, where it's a game they should have won. Mm-hmm. Just Tyler Hero got stripped, on a fast break. If he would have just kept that ball and he just, would have played that position right. He sometimes he does play a little too fast. They would have won that game if they don't turn the ball over right there, I think. But they still been playing well, and they still number 4 in the East right now. And it seems like that's the spot that they're gonna stay at. I could say they could probably maybe get to number 3, maybe overtake Milwaukee, but it's definitely clear that the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers are the best 2 teams in the East right now, and I think those are the 2 competitors for us to get back to the finals. But other than that, I like what I see, but I wanted to know too. Last night, was everybody playing? Because
I kind of was in and out of the game.
Usually when everybody playing, they play better, even when they got one player missing.
Nah, for me, I'm not sure. I seen a little bit of it. Night. I got a lot going on right now. It's finally my sanity is kind of sane right now. Marcus and Chris know what I've been going through, but regardless of the fact, so I wasn't able to watch the whole game fully through. But when I did seen it, I didn't see Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo on the floor together that long. They may have been on the court, for a long period of time, but, I don't remember that. I know Trevor Ariza said he wanted to play, and I am not sure if he played or not, but again, like I said, the Miami Heat, a few episodes back, I told you guys it didn't matter. We were a few games from being, in the mix, and we're here where we at now. Of course, like I said, when you acquire somebody new, and you have a trade like that, and not just a regular trade, but we were in the news just because of Myers Leonard, and that the Miami Heat normally love to stay under the radar and have everybody looking at us like, oh, we're trash, like Cowherd said, we were a lightning bolt in a bottle or something like that. So again, going back to proving people wrong, going back to building a new chemistry with our newly acquired player in Ariza. I think right now, that 2-game losing streak will be stopped today, and I guess tomorrow when we play on Sunday, we'll come back with a new re-energized, invigorated Miami Heat, and we do our thing. We do what we normally do. Jimmy Bucket's going to do his thing. Tyler Hero's going to do his thing. Nunn is doing his thing like I've been saying, and you wanted to get rid of him. And he's
still
been the one that's been balling. What?
He's still inconsistent.
Compared to Tyler Hero?
I think Tyler Hero, they still 1A, 1B to me. To be honest, and I still pick
right now. I don't want to ask Chris to go ahead and pull up these stats right now. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But it's been Kendrick Nunn, and that's been holding down the Miami Heat. Dragic been injured for a while, and he's been the one consistent. It's been him, Bam, and Jimmy Butler who's been really consistent with scoring and putting the Miami Heat in a better situation to win games. Again, Tyler Hero, I love Tyler Hero, but he needs to slow down a little bit,
I think Kendrick Nunn he doesn't bring it when you need him to. I mean, sometimes he's streaky. He's a streaky player, but to me, there's still 1A, 1B, and I still pick Tyler Hero, how many points per game is each?
Tyler Hero, points per game. Chris is looking that up right now. Well, he's gonna give it to Marcus, But I really do think, they're probably gonna be close, but I really do think that Kendrick Nunn has the edge in overall contributions to the Miami Heat as far as assists, as far as points per game.
Tyler Hero 15.5, Kendrick Nunn 13.1. Assists per game, Tyler Hero 5.5, Kendrick Nunn 2.7. Rebounds per game, Tyler Hero 5.5, rebounds per game for Kendrick Nunn 3.2. Field goal percentage, Tyler Hero 42, Kendrick Nunn 44. He got him field goal percentage.
Okay.
3-pointers, Kendrick Nunn 35%, Kendrick Nunn 32%. Got him in 3-pointers as well.
So 30.
Tyler Hero 32%, Kendrick Nunn 35%. So he got him in 3-point percentage.
So they're
and
even.
Free throws, Kendrick Nunn is more 92 compared to Tyler Hero.
What about minutes?
81.
Minutes per game. That plays a big
minutes
factor.
is not on there.
Because Tyler Hero is a shooting guard. Exactly. So he played more minutes. So of course, so he got more scores.
So he's more productive. So I don't know.
Wait. That don't mean he's more productive. What are you talking about? He's on the floor longer.
That means he's more productive.
No, that means that if Nunn is on the if we talking about the Dragon, right? And the Dragon can't be on the court if Nunn's on the court. Like, what do you mean? Someone has to be taking a backseat role, and that would be Nunn. Nunn is not gonna have the same amount of time on the court as Tyler Hero. If I'm looking at 3-point, if I'm looking at 3 points percentage, if I'm looking at that, you could have 2 more points than me, but you're on the court 10, 15 minutes longer than me. That means I average better than you if you're on the court for 30 minutes and I'm on the court for 30 minutes and you average 15. No, if you're on the court for 30 minutes and I'm on the court for 20 minutes, but you average 20 points and I average 18 points, who you think is better? The one with 18 because you're on the court for 10 minutes longer than me.
Well, why is he getting more minutes though?
Because you got the Dragon.
Why is Tyler Hero getting more minutes? Because of the Dragon. Why? What that mean?
The Dragon is on the court. That means Nunn is off the court.
But doesn't
Kendrick Nunn plays point guard. Dragic plays point guard. So, of course, they got to split the minutes.
Well, that is interchangeable all the time. Sometimes Jimmy Butler is playing a point. Sometimes Tyler Hero is playing a point. Sometimes
we're talking about the lineup. We're not talking about how they bring it up. We're not talking about how they bring it up on the court. We're talking about minutes wise. There's going to be a point guard. There's going to be a shooting guard. There's going to be a small forward. There's going to be a power forward, and there's going to be a center. It don't matter who's playing what, because sometimes you got Jimmy Butler, like you said, he's going to play the point guard. He's going to play the shooting guard. But again, if you're talking about lineups, he's not on the point guard. He's not playing the point guard.
Who's not?
Jimmy Butler. It's not Jimmy Butler.
He's playing the point guard.
No, he's not. He's not. He's going to play. That's not his position. He may be playing it at that on the court, but that's not on the lineup. It's not going to say Jimmy Butler is the point guard. It's going to say Nunn.
Yeah, not on the lineup, but at the time on the floor,
that still messes with the minutes.
Playing one, you got Tyler Hero playing two.
It still messes with the minutes.
Then you got Olenek.
It still messes with the minutes. It still messes with the minutes.
Why is he not getting minutes though? Let's be honest. Because Spoelstra doesn't trust him over Hero.
How? If his shooting, he's playing 2 different positions. One is a shooting guard and one is a playmaker. The playmaker is the point guard.
So all that time Dragic was out, he wasn't getting more minutes.
You don't remember him balling, and you remember us on the podcast. He was balling. They talking about him on ESPN.
And then the next game, what happened? He disappeared.
He didn't disappear.
That's what he does.
Oh my God, he didn't disappear. He didn't. I'm telling you, he didn't.
How many minutes does he even play?
Trust me.
How many minutes does he even play compared to Tyler Hero?
I couldn't even tell you. You feel me? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Is that MP?
You feel me? Because me. Yes. So
go down.
Minutes played per game.
Yeah, it's probably minutes played.
27. How much? 27 for Tyler Hero. How much do Kendrick Nunn play?
So more minutes per game.
That's last year or this year?
More minutes per game. That's this year.
No, that's 2019 to 220.
See, that's last year's. That's not this year's.
2021, we was looking at Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn.
All right, 2021. Oh, yeah, all right. Tyler Hero's 31 minutes.
Boom.
Kendrick Nunn, 28 minutes.
See, Tyler Hero
So 31?
is 31 minutes
To 28.
compared to 28.
So
And
it's
you
like
average
two
two
more
more
minutes.
points. You
Two
average
more
two more
minutes.
points.
That's what I said. They're like 1A, 1B. That's
Look.
what I've been saying.
So again,
They're pretty even.
They're pretty even, but again, at the end of the day, someone
But I
has
still
more.
would play Tyler Hero more minutes than Kendrick Nunn,
I wouldn't.
just like Spoelstra's doing.
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't play Tyler Hero at the point guard, because I don't think he's a playmaker. I think he's a shooting guard. I think that he can shoot the ball and get you them things. I think Kendrick Nunn is a playmaker and a scorer. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only thing. I think that he plays more defense than Tyler Hero. That's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair to compare the two.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're comparing,
If you're comparing someone average, he's more consistent. His shot is more
still messing
consistent.
with Tyler Hero.
He
in
just
clutch
showed
moments.
you that he's more consistent in the shot. He's more consistent in the free throw. He already just showed you that. If we're talking about scores, it don't matter, because one is on the Tyler Hero is has 3 more minutes on the court than him. So him averaging 2 more points doesn't mean anything. We're talking about percentage of your shot, and Kendrick Nunn has them.
So-
Kendrick Nunn also has
So
them.
why supposed to trust in him than Kendrick Nunn? Then I mean, that's
Because
my
they play
only.
2 different
That's
positions.
my other go-to.
They play
you
2
know?
different positions.
But
But
yeah, I mean, we could leave that alone. We could agree to disagree on that.
yeah.
But
We still
the next
loyal.
thing is spring ball, man. It's spring ball for the Hurricanes. They finally get out there and start practicing. So the Hurricanes, man, their team looks really good on paper. I mean, to be honest, like
Okay.
the only place that they're lacking is linebacker. To me, like it's the only troublesome position,
They
because
coming.
defensive back, you got Tyreek Stevenson, who is a player that I covered a lot during his high school career. Is with the Hurricanes right now. You got Avante Williams, who was considered a 5-star safety at one point, is back from injury, and they saying that he's balling at spring right now. You got at receiver, you got Keyshawn Smith, who's an unknown, to the casual fan, but I think he's a player that's going to be really producing next season, along with obviously the transfer from Oklahoma, Rambo, along with Mike Harley, and Jeremiah Payton is another player I think is going to really make a big step this season at receiver. Running backs, you're freaking loaded. Offensive line, I've been telling you, is probably going to be the best offensive line in a very long time. Hey! Like the offensive line, I think finally is really going to be good this year. That is not going to be a problem, I think, next season.
What about
you got De'Aaron King coming back? I heard his progress is moving faster than normal.
Thank God, man. Thank God.
So
That's all I
he
was
is going to
hoping
be
for.
back. And then you also got the backup quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, that is looking good, as well as
Top 10 quarterback.
yeah, as well as the new recruit that came in. So quarterback, you're pretty much locked in and solidified.
What about corner? How we
there.
looking at corner?
Corner, I think you probably have to play Tyreek Stevenson or Avante Williams at corner.
Yeah.
Because Al Blaze Jr. and DJ Ivy was just not cutting it last season. And I think you got to play one of those guys, or those guys got to really step up
And I
in
think
this offseason. But safety, you're straight.
Yeah, because
Linebacker is where I'm concerned.
and not just that, but Bubba Bolden said that he's coming back for another year.
Yeah,
so
Bubba
if he's coming
Bolden. You got
back,
Bubba
they're
Bolden,
gonna make him
too.
play his pure safety position. And
Right.
like you said, Williams, they're probably gonna go ahead and have him play corner because he is a bigger type safety, or they probably have him play linebacker too. Going
Or-
off what you were saying, that we're lacking linebacker depth, with the Hurricanes. So seeing him, he was built like a linebacker playing safety.
You
and,
talking about
Williams.
James Williams? James Williams?
The one that you said the
James
5-star?
Williams, yeah. James Williams is a 5-star safety, but
Yeah.
he's too small
He's
right
too
now
small?
to play linebacker. Yeah.
Okay, then he probably played corner.
He needs to bulk up. He's still a freshman, you know. He still has to get that. He's got some skinny legs. He's not going to survive too long, you know. Like at playing linebacker where, you know, if he was at corner, yeah, I could see that, or maybe even safety. But, like, you playing linebacker, you got to tackle running backs for a living. Nah, it's not going to. It's not going to
help his career.
You know, so but the Hurricanes, yeah, the spring game I think is the 17th or whatnot. I will be there for that. So, looking forward to the spring game and really seeing what they got, because obviously you're not going to see De'Aaron King, so you get to see Tyler Van Dyke and see what he can do. Possibly Jake Garcia, the 5-star recruit, get some reps, as well as Peyton Patocha, who's another quarterback there. I'm sure they're the ones who are going to get the reps at quarterback. But the running back is where you really hope to see Jalen Knighton. I heard he's 100% back.
Yeah, he was balling last year,
you
too.
know. We got Don Chaney. Of course, Cam Harris is back. He's there for depth.
I don't know
but
why he
he's
even
kinda
came
goofy.
back.
Because obviously his NFL stock wasn't where it's supposed to be. That's the reason
No,
why
and
the
not
kids
just
come
that,
back.
but I would have told him, like, you could transfer if you wanted. All that trash you was talking last year about not getting playtime and this, that, and the other. Like, come on, man. The reason why was because of what? You was trash, and your stock in the NFL went down, not just because of that, but just because of your play. Everybody know Miami, we produces running backs like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They may not pan out because they always find a way to get in trouble. But, you know, like, if we're talking about pure talent, the Kings always running backs, tight ends. We always do our thing.
Wide receivers.
You know, wide receivers. Now, you over here running your mouth, and then now you want to come back. I hope they don't start him. I hope they put him, you know, second or third on the depth chart.
They probably
and
are going to
see-
start him because he's going to be a senior, you know. So he's probably going to get the start, but as the season goes on, he's probably not going to get the most carries. It's probably going to go to Chaney and Knighton, and watch out for Thad Franklin. And they did get another running back just now this week too. I think he was a 4-star running back.
What, down here?
He was supposed to sign with Tennessee. He's from Georgia. But he
Okay.
was supposed to sign with Tennessee. He's a 4-star running back. He's coming to the U too.
How big is he?
I don't know how big he is,
Because
but
you know me, like, when it comes to running backs that come from out of state, I know we're the factory, you know, that produces the running back. So when we get running backs from another place, like Georgia, I hope for them to be, like, bulky, you know, because we know our running backs.
from what I've seen, he's not like a big bruising type of like a Chris Carson, if that's what you're thinking. Nah, he's not a player like that. He's more of he's like a little bit more bulkier than Jalen Knighton.
Okay, so
But he's
running
got
back
that
by
kinda
committee.
speed, you know.
Running back by committee.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
that's what you need. So offense, I think they're good. Defense is where, you know, defensive back, what they're going to do, who they're going to move around. And then linebacker is an issue. And then defensive line, I think, is a strong suit for them, too. You still got Silvera coming back, who's, you know, he's sometimey, but, like, you really hope he kind of steps into what he's supposed to be this season. And then you got the other Williams from Oakleaf. Can't think of his first name, but he's going to be a player. Jafari Harvey is going to be a player on the defensive line. So look out for them. But, you know, I'll be interested to what they do. I'm going to try to make that out to a practice this week. See if I can, you know, see some of the action. If it's early, I can definitely make it. Sometimes they have them practices early. Try to make it out there and see what I see
And you know,
out
Miami
there with the
traffic
Hurricanes.
crazy.
But spring is happening. I'm happy spring is happening because spring got shut down. This time last year, same time, COVID, we had a week of spring and then they shut everything down. So it's good to have a spring, and spring football is going to be coming up soon too with the high school. So we'll get to see them kids in action in the spring too. So
Yeah, so
excited.
you know, that basically kind of wraps up what we kind of got for you guys this week. Again, like what we're saying, you know, I'm waiting to see what the Canes do, waiting to see what the Dolphins do, and I'm waiting to see what the Miami Heat are continuing to
Yeah,
do,
big up the Panthers too, man.
Oh yeah, the Panthers.
Panthers are still, they either first or second in their division. So I've watched them play personally. They're a team that's young, that defends, and they just get down the ice fast. They're relentless, is what they are.
And the crazy thing
they're relentless,
is, they're considered like I seen like in the polls, they were considered like number one. That was before they lost the other day. They was like number one in hockey, period.
Yeah.
You feel me? Number one or number two. But I think they were number one. And I'm like, what? The Panthers?
The Florida Panthers hockey team. They play.
Go ahead and have to get another banner up here. You feel me?
Yeah, they play out there. They play out there in Sunrise. They deserve some credit to the Panthers, team that will be a Stanley Cup contender come playoff time. And I love playoff hockey. Playoff hockey is great. So we'll look forward to that. But follow us on YouTube, Spotify,
Instagram,
Apple Podcasts,
Google Podcasts,
and Twitter.
Exactly. So
you already know. But that's going to wrap up the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Peace.